This is a stimulus check update and daily news report. Great news for Social Security recipients. There is an increase of 5.9% for the COLA for 2022. It's to help offset the inflation rate, although many reports are saying that inflation will continue to go up and not going down anytime soon. We'll go over this article right here. Stimulus check update. New study shows the need for fourth stimulus check, and there are new stimulus payments going out tomorrow. I'll give you details on all of that. Democrats are floating the idea of splitting up that $3.5 trillion package into two different packages and passing the other one next year. This would cause a lot of problems in the Progressive Caucus. I'm going to play a video clip from Pramila Jayapal as well as Bernie Sanders, and I'll give you some other more important updates along the way. Hope you're having a terrific Thursday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below, and I'm giving out $200 to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But first, Social Security cost of living adjustment will be 5.9% in 2022. Biggest annual hike in 40 years. So we heard that it was going to be more around 6 to 6.1%, but I guess they decided on 5.9%. So this is the biggest one that they've seen in 40 years. Last year for 2021, the cost of living adjustment, also known as the COLA, was 1.3%. So if we look at this chart right here, we could see that for 2022, definitely pretty high. The last one was probably 2009 at 5.8%, where it was that close. And you could see in the 80s it was up to like 14%. So yeah, it is higher than 1.3%. How much are you going to make from this? Well, it says the estimated average monthly benefit for all retired workers will rise to $1,657, up from $1,565. And basically, you would just, whatever amount you're getting, you would multiply it by 0.059, and that's how much more you would make per year. So let me know down in the comments below. Are you if you're on Social Security, are you happy with this 5.9% increase? This is a good thing, bad thing? Would you like it more? Is it okay? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. So also, Medicare premiums, Medicare Advantage premiums are $2 lower per month in 2022. So Part D prescription drug coverage is rising to $33 per month compared to $31.47 in 2021. Now, all these increases and decreases are because of inflation. So key inflation report, prices aren't coming back to earth anytime soon, and it seems like they just keep rising. And winter heating bills is set to jump as inflation hits home. As the weather is getting colder and heating bills are going to heat up, they're actually going to be higher priced this winter, which is definitely going to cut into a lot of people's incomes, especially fixed incomes. So that's where the need for a fourth stimulus check comes at play. So this article right here, stimulus check update, fourth payment would be critical for many, according to a study. And then this article right here, stimulus check update, new study shows the need for fourth stimulus check. So what's going on here? So this is according to Capital One. And what it's saying here is Americans across all income levels saw a reduction of income, or their income disappeared entirely in the spring of 2020 during the early parts of the pandemic. In fact, between 32% and 36% of Americans reported they had less or no income. Then they're saying a year later, however, only half of the number of middle and high earners who initially saw an income decrease report they're still earning less money than they did pre-pandemic. Lower income earners, on the other hand, have seen relatively little improvement, with most still bringing in less wages than before the pandemic. Lower earners are defined as households in incomes below $25,000. So basically, it's saying more than half of all lower incomes got less secure jobs in their jobs as of August of 2021 than before the pandemic began. Basically going over a lot of other statistics and showing the need that a fourth stimulus check is needed. Now, what's going on with a fourth stimulus check? Well, here is the change.org petition for the $2,000 per month to every American, currently at 2,926,000 signatures so far. And at this point, there are no fourth stimulus checks in that $3.5 trillion package, which is the only place it would be as of now. There's not going to be a standalone bill, and politicians have given up. It seems like they've given up on the idea of pushing for a fourth stimulus check, especially since a lot of provisions in that package are being cut, seems like on a daily basis. I'm going to go over that in a moment. So at the moment, no fourth stimulus check, unfortunately. This article right here, new stimulus payments arrive Friday. here's how many more payments are coming. So this is the child tax credit coming tomorrow, October 15th. If you're getting a direct deposit, you should see a pending deposit in your account as of now. Usually around 2 days before it actually shows up in your account where you could use it, you should be able to see the pending deposit. If you don't, you might be getting a paper check. Even if you got a direct deposit last month, IRS is kind of going back and forth with people. You may get a paper check this month, so be on the lookout for that. That's coming out on the 15th of every month until December 15th. So November 15th, then December 15th. Now, big news here. So Democrats are already floating another social spending bill to put Republicans on the spot on popular benefit expansions before the 2022 midterms. So basically, it's not really to put Republicans on the spot. It's the main reason is because the bill that's current right now, the $3.5 trillion package, is too high for Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. And since Democrats need everyone on board, they're not going to please them. So they're probably going to have to split it in half and then have it for next year. Now, if they're going to say next year, might as well just say 2 years, because anything in Congress just gets dragged out even longer. So what are the things that could be chopped from this bill into the next one? So free community college, child tax credits, and affordable housing are among safety net measures on the chopping block as Democrats struggle to find middle ground with centrist holdouts. So it looks like almost everything, every part of the bill, we still haven't come to an agreement, or the Democrats haven't come to an agreement. We haven't seen one. Democrats are grappling with the likelihood of harsh cuts in their safety net bill. It'll definitely be painful, and I don't know how that's going to shake out, according to Democrat Representative Don Bayer. Top Democrats are floating another reconciliation bill next year to pick up what gets cut. So basically, they're going to say, hey, let's pass something now, and then next year we'll take up everything else, and then next year may not even happen. So we'll see what happens with that. Now Pramila Jayapal, who is the head of the chair of the Progressive Caucus leader, Representative Jayapal slams Nancy Pelosi over infrastructure bill cut. Here's a video clip from Pramila Jayapal talking more about this and how she wants to stand her ground.
Well, the president has already brought the number down, right? He's already said it is not going to be that. So you're not going to be able to have all of these things you just described. This is what makes, I think, covering, okay, what's in the bill. Aspirationally, that is what you described, but there isn't a bill yet, and the president is not fighting for the full bill anymore. He seems to be trying to figure out what a compromise is that can keep everybody at the table. So I am asking you this, that compromise, it is not going to have everything that you just described in there. There's going to be something that gives. Is means testing something you're open to?
Well, I would just say, actually, we winnowed down our priorities. We don't have a big laundry list of 8,000 things. We have 5 things that I mentioned. And those things I do think will be in this bill. And I think that they will be in this bill, but probably for shorter periods of time, funded for shorter periods of time. And that is the important piece that we're getting at. You know, I think you and I have had this means testing conversation. So much of the means testing we've done in America has been absolutely, really not constructed in a way that allows people, the very most vulnerable people, to participate. Incredibly complex, drives people away. The research shows that the most vulnerable are actually the most affected when you put a whole bunch of restrictions on. And by the way, it costs a lot of money administratively to get somebody to actually go through a 23-page form. So we think there are much more simple ways of doing this. For example, a 7% cap on income for childcare would be a way of saying you have to spend 7% of your income. So guess what? If you're a millionaire, you're never going to get a government subsidy because childcare is never going to cost that much. But the school teacher that's earning $68,000 in Seattle will get a childcare subsidy from the government to help her be able to get back to work. And that's, I think, the kind of smart policy that we need to put in place.
So it looks like Pramila Jayapal wants to stand her ground. She does not want to have it cut or anything like that, but it looks like it might have to. Looks like things are changing. I'll keep you updated on those changes. Also, Nancy Pelosi defends IRS bank reporting proposal, says specifics open to negotiation. So part of that $3.5 trillion package, although it has a lot of social programs and stimulus provisions in it, one of them is the provision where it says that the IRS can look at people's bank accounts that has more than $600 in it. They could see the transactions going in and out. So that might change. We don't know what's going to happen with that. That's definitely something that I think every American could agree on is not a good idea. Also, Bernie Sanders urges Democrats to pass $3.5 trillion reconciliation and calls for party unity. So it seems like there's good things and bad things in this package. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Do you like this package? Do you think it should pass? Should there be some big changes? Should it be split up into two different parts? One now, one in 2022? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. Next up is a video clip from Bernie Sanders.
I think all of you know that for the last many decades, the people on top, the very wealthiest people in this country, have become much richer. You now have the totally absurd situation of two people, two billionaires owning more wealth than the bottom 40%, top 1% owning more wealth than the bottom 92%. You got the 1% owning more wealth than the entire middle class. So in America, you got tens of millions of people whose problems have long been neglected by Congress and by presidents, while the very rich get richer. And what we are finally saying is we're not going to ignore those problems anymore. That now is the time for us to stand up for the working class of this country and tell the billionaires that they're going to have to start paying their fair share of taxes. What we are talking about is not simply a laundry list, a wish list. It is the needs of the American people. We will no longer continue to have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth. And that's why with the American Rescue Plan and those $300 direct payments, we have cut childhood poverty in America in half, and we ain't going back. We want to further reduce childhood poverty in this country. And if we don't pass the Build Back America plan, poverty for kids will go up. We have a dysfunctional child care system where working families are paying 20, 30% of their limited incomes for child care. Workers are paid starvation wages, and millions of women are unable to go to work because they can't afford child care. That is absurd. We are going to make sure that no family in America pays more than 7% of their incomes for child care. We're going to make pre-K universal and free. We're going to deal with the affordable housing crisis because we are tired of seeing 500,000 people in this country homeless, sleeping out on the streets. We're tired of 18 million households paying 50% or more of their limited incomes for housing. We're going to deal with climate because we know we have the moral responsibility to address that so that the planet we leave for our kids and grandchildren is healthy and habitable. Yeah, we do have the guts to take on the fossil fuel industry and transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. And we're going to deal with the home healthcare crisis. Two issues that I want to spend a minute on deal with healthcare. Pramila and I know all of you understand that it is totally unacceptable that we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee healthcare to every man, woman, and child as a human right. And the result of that is we've got 90 million people today who are uninsured or underinsured. We got tens of thousands of people who die each and every year because they can't get to a doctor on time or get the prescription drugs that they need. This cannot and must not be allowed to happen in the wealthiest country on earth. So we are fighting for a Medicare for all single payer program, but we don't have the support in the Congress right now to do that. That support among the American people is growing, but we're not there. But at the very least, what we are going to do in terms of healthcare, two major things. Number one, we're going to finally take on the greed and thievery of the pharmaceutical industry, who charge us the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Some of you may recall that a couple of years ago, I took a trip with folks from the Midwest into Canada. And I went there not to do sightseeing, but we went there to buy prescription drugs, and we purchased insulin manufactured by the same exact company, sold in the United States for 10 times more than we paid in Canada. 10 times more. Meanwhile, last year, the 6 major drug companies made $50 billion in profit. Their CEOs receive huge, exorbitant compensation packages, and yet 1 out of 4 Americans cannot afford the medicine their doctors prescribe.
What are your thoughts on what Bernie Sanders has to say? Do you agree, disagree? That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, I am both feelings my sticks. Be bye. And guys, if you want to be fashionable, be fashionable. Do whatever you want to do now. Yes. Or never, because that if you do it now, you'll do it, and you have the experience about it. So that's all I wanted to tell for you today. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. And to show my appreciation for your support, I am giving away $200 to my subscribers again. Did it last month and I thought it was great. It was very rewarding when my subscribers got the $200 check and they were happy about it. So yeah, I think it's good all around. So we're gonna do the same kind of thing as last month. So basically there are 3 ways that you could enter to, well actually you have to do 3 things to enter to win the $200, and I'm sending these $200 as physical checks. So as long as you have a physical address, I could send you that $200 check and you could use it for whatever you want: utilities, bills, rent, mortgage, food, anything you want. This way it could help you out in this crazy situation we're all in. So number 1, first thing you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, Wise Fly. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Number 2, be subscribed to my 2 other channels, so Wise Buys and Wise Vibes. Wise Buys is product review channel. Wise Vibes is all about motivation and inspiration. And then number 3, just on this video alone, no other video, but just on this video, type the word happy, and that's how I could find your comment. I find the comments at random and say what you are happy about. And so 10 days from now, I think it's on the 23rd actually. So no, 9 days from now, I'm going to announce the winners. And so I'm just going to type in the word happy and then find the random winners and then send out the $200 checks that way. So I have more details to that down in the description below if you want to enter to win the $200. Good luck and hope you have an amazing day. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.